So the question is always going to be, was it worth the wait? Was it worth a sequel? Was the first film great on its own? Did we necessarily need it?
The business machinations and the backstabbing over who's going to control Runway reminded me of Succession.
For me, I'm like, do we really need this? And I guess, yes, you can see the characters, see what they're up to.
His son, Joaquin Phoenix's character, murders him. As, I guess BJ Novak didn't murder his father in this movie, but he is kind of
Maybe
like
he should have.
That would have been crazy, right? If he poisoned his father or something like that.
You came from not seeing the original. I've seen the original, so we're gonna have different expectations, right?
Welcome to Hate to See It with Mike and Cid, the talk show where we bring you a new movie review each week. I'm Mike.
And I am Cid, baby.
We're a small talk show, so we'd really appreciate it if you hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment with your feedback. Also, we encourage you to take advantage of the chapters feature so you can skip right to where you want to be in our talk show. You can skip right to the verdict and find out our final thoughts if that's all you're here for. And with that out of the way, Cid, how's it going?
I'm sure it's going great for you, right? It's your birthday week.
Yeah, I did have a nice birthday. Actually saw the movie that we're reviewing this week, Devil Wears Prada 2, on my birthday. Went with my parents because my mom really wanted to see that movie. Went out to dinner afterwards. It was a nice birthday.
Good. Well, the Hate to See It Nation wish you a happy birthday, Mike.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
And before we get into it, we didn't mention this last week because we didn't know we were going to be doing this. But let's just give our viewers a little inside studio of how we're going to do things a little differently. So moving forward, we're going to release our movies on Thursday.
Yes.
But I think it's coming out. Is it a week delayed or is it just coming out Thursday? No, I think it comes out Thursday. But the premise behind it is because we know a lot of viewers don't always go to opening day, right? We would hope they do.
Or opening weekend in general.
Yeah, opening weekend. But we want to target those viewers that may go the following weekend, and they're not too sure, and they need a reason to see if they should go see the film or not. So we're going to use our channel to give those viewers a reason whether or not they should go see the movie the second weekend the movie's down in theaters.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And it's not really a huge change because our reviews are just going to be coming out on YouTube a day later. We were posted on a Wednesday, now we're going to be posted on Thursday. We're not big time, big shot critics that get to go see the premiere, before everyone else. So we are seeing the movie when it comes out with the general audiences. So we are unfortunately not able to bring the reviews to you in time for opening weekend. So this is the best we can do, and we're trying to make the most of it.
And maybe things change, right? Maybe we become big shots, but we, like Mike said, we're just general audience. And we want to appeal to the general audience.
Yep. So let us know if you like this change, and leave us a comment. We'll really appreciate your feedback.
All right, let's get right into your favorite segment, the snack segment.
It is my favorite segment, Sid. So this week AMC had advertised one of their famous popcorn buckets for Devil Wears Prada 2. It was in the shape of a purse. And it you could put popcorn in it, and it looked, it looked like it was really well made. And I told my mom about it, and she really wanted one. And I said, okay, I'll get you one. And we went on Thursday, so really it's technically the day before the movie is supposed to come out. But every movie comes out on Thursdays nowadays, and they build it in the box office on Thursday. They build it into the weekend box office. So, we went to like an afternoon show, 3:30. It was one of the first, or possibly the first of the day. And I did the same thing with the Mario Galaxy movie. I went on opening day. I went in the afternoon to get the Yoshi popcorn bucket, which I showed on that episode,
Yep.
and I had no problem getting it. This one, they were all sold out when I got there, and I went up to the concession stand and it's like, "Are you going to be getting this in?" And they said, "Oh, it's sold out this morning." There were no movie shows. There were no movies in the morning, so people showed up and got it. So then I ended up buying it online, but the initial pre-sale was over, and they're doing another round and they're saying it's not expected until August. So I'm not going to get it for my mom until August. And they're selling on eBay for over $100. So I think they were all snatched up by resellers.
So wait, let me get this straight. So you can go online to AMC and buy these promotional items, I guess. Is that the
Yeah,
case?
they have a store online that you can buy stuff from.
Oh, interesting. I should look out for it. But first of all, that is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You have a huge movie coming out. You got something really cool that's coming out. Make a
Hmm.
lot of them. They shouldn't be sold out. And like I saw the not the meme, but I saw the message on Twitter or X, whatever you call it these days, where like the AMC theater had a printed thing that says it's sold out of the
Hmm.
back. Did you see that? I think
I
you
did
should.
not. No, I didn't.
So I saw it online, and then I go to my AMC. They have that printed out. So it's like I bet they just sent that out to all the theaters. So like that makes no sense because I saw it Thursday night as well. But yeah, you truly hate to see it. Like AMC, step up your game. When you have a big movie coming out and you have a cool promotional item coming out, have enough of them so people can buy them. Because then at the end of the day, you make more money if you have more.
Yeah, I mean, it's something I'm going to have to keep in mind in the future. I don't like to buy a ton of these things, but every once in a while they do catch my eye, like it did with the Mario movie. And I had no problem getting that one. But now it's like, next time, do I pre-order it on the website, which I kind of don't want to do. I want to get it in person.
Because that's the
Uh,
whole experience
it's the
going
whole,
into the theater.
it's part of the experience, and then I could actually have it and bring it and show it on this show. Whereas, you order it online, it might not, who knows how long it's going to take to ship. What am I going to do? Am I going to go like in the morning?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So I don't
Like
know what
even
I'm
the
going to do.
Mario one, Mike, like that was sold out too, the Yoshi one. So you
It
got
did.
lucky then.
Yeah, they
So
had a few more left though when I got there, but that one was a little bit more expensive, so that might have had something to do with it. Plus, it was
potentially,
just huge. It was huge, so that might
yeah,
have
but
turned people off.
unacceptable.
It's unacceptable. Yeah.
So for me, and then we'll switch to our next subject. So it was your birthday, as we discussed earlier. So
Hmm.
I had free snacks and drink on your birthday as well, because I know you had earlier this month. I wanted to celebrate you, so I used my reward points to get the free snack and drink at the end of the day.
Oh, awesome. What'd you get?
So I got the caramel, whatever they're called, the new caramel that we've talked about before. And
Okay.
then again, I got the cream soda, but it comes from the Coke section. I've talked about this before.
And it's
Makes no
red, right?
no, the red is in the actual cream soda section, but
Okay.
you can get the normal cream soda from the Coke section, which again doesn't make sense.
Well,
Cream soda should just be in the
isn't it Coke that has like a cream flavor that you add to it?
yes,
Okay, so it's not really
but
cream soda.
I guess, but it is cream soda in a sense, no?
Yeah,
It's
yeah, it's cream
but still,
flavored
like if I
Coke.
want cream soda, I shouldn't get it from a Coke version.
Oh, you could get the other version, the red version.
But I don't want the red version.
Well,
Just have the normal version. Again, AMC, be better.
well, just very briefly, I went with the standard that I might go to, um, popcorn and Coke Zero. And I gotta say, it's the best for a reason. Like it's just such a satisfying sip of soda after a salty bite of
Mm.
popcorn. I don't think there's anything better than that. So, we don't always do snack segment, and I know you're getting a little bit sick and tired of the snack segment. So,
I am.
I might stop experimenting and just go with my tried and true for a little while. We don't need to bring this.
Or maybe one day we do like a power rankings thing that we both try different things and we try to rank them. But
Yeah.
one more thing I was gonna say. What was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? Oh, we've talked about this before as well, so I hate to keep beating a dead horse. You should get more reward points. Like it's crazy how slow it takes to get like a free soda or snack.
Well, I've mentioned this in the past. It's because you don't get rewards points for reserving your ticket with A-list.
Correct. So
And
it,
if you are a Stubbs Premier, you is like $15 a year, and you accumulate rewards points at the same rate. It's like 100 times
yeah.
whatever they say it is as A-list, but you get rewards points for every movie ticket you purchase. So if you are going to the movie twice a month, that's $40 in tickets, like
Hmm.
roughly. That's um that's almost a $5 rewards just from the two movie tickets that you bought.
Wow.
Plus, you're getting all the rewards points from concessions.
Yep.
I mean, you can easily get
Have reward.
$10 in rewards a month without really, trying, like without trying to like spend a ton. Maybe even $15. If you're getting a popcorn and a drink every time you go, you might get $15 in rewards. If you go two
So
or three
yeah, for
times a
A,
month.
make it
Yeah.
feel more special. for A-listers. I'm
I
feeling
think
that.
I think they need to give some rewards points for reserving tickets.
I agree.
Yeah. So all right, we're on the same page there.
All right, let's get into our trailer talk. So our trailer talk for new viewers who are seeing this for the first time, Mike and I will pick a trailer that we want to discuss. One of us will talk about a trailer that we love. One of us will talk about a trailer that we hate. So since it's your birthday week, why don't you go first?
All right, I'm gonna pick a trailer that I hated to see this week. It was a movie called Verity, starring Anne Hathaway, who we're gonna be talking about because she's in Devil Wears Prada too, but she's in this movie Verity with Dakota Johnson and Josh Hartnett. It looks like it's some kind of psychological erotic thriller. I mean, I don't even really remember much about the trailer. The scene I remember is it's like Dakota Johnson making out with, is it Josh Hartnett or some
Yes,
dude, and then
Harnett.
he turns into Anne Hathaway and they're making out. Reminded me of what was that movie with Natalie Portman and Mila Kunis?
I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember the
Black
name.
Swan. It was giving
Mm.
me some Black Swan vibes, which is a movie at the time I liked, but that movie is super weird. I've never revisited it since watching it, so it's like, yeah, this is weird. This is creepy. Not for me. Hate to see
Yeah,
it.
I get it. They're trying to give like a little mystery, but sometimes give us a little more so we know if we want to see the movie or not.
I'm pretty confident that I don't want to see the movie.
Yeah, me either. That trailer did not win me over.
All
So
right.
good selection there, Mike. So I'm gonna go about a trailer that I love to see, which came out finally this week. I've been waiting months to see this trailer, and I'm referring to the Resident Evil trailer. So
Oh
with
yeah. I
so
didn't get that. They didn't show it during my
no, so it's gonna come out this week.
mm,
Actually, it's supposed to be attached to Mortal Kombat, which we're gonna review next week. So I'm
okay.
excited to see this trailer in the big screen, but they released it online. And for our viewers, we don't necessarily have to review trailers that we see at the theater. So we've expanded our thing. But anyway,
That's right.
so I'm a huge Resident Evil fan. I love the franchise. I just beat the ninth video game. So Zach, looking for his name, is it Kreger? Whatever his name is. He's a visionary director, like I said earlier. He's done two, I mean, he's probably done more, but the last two movies he did, Barbarian and Weapons. Weapons won an award for their actress. A lot of people are really all about the hype train of this director, Zach. I know our friend Cass doesn't like him, but I'm really interested to see his take on Resident Evil. Because to be quite honest, the previous movies have not been that great. As a huge fan, I expected better from the previous movies. The first one I think was okay. We might have saw the second one in Fairfield. I don't think you came, Mike. Maybe you did.
I
But
saw one of them at Fairfield. I remember seeing one in theaters and one of them we watched, in someone's dorm room. So I've seen like two of them.
okay, cool. But yeah, they need to do better. I'm excited to see his take on it. And he's a huge Resident Evil fan. So it's always good to see a director who loves the source material. Though
So
his
you
take,
say he loves the source material so much. I'm sorry. You go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt
I was
you.
going to say, so the thing with Zach is, yes, and I know where you're going. He loves the source material, but he doesn't want to do a version of the video games. He wants to put his own Zach flair to it, which is cool because it's so, in his idea, it takes place during the events of Resident Evil 2, which some might say is like one of the best video games ever. But it takes place in somewhere else in that world. We're actually in Raccoon City. So it takes place during the events of Resident Evil 2, but different story from that time, which I think is great because, with this T virus outbreak that's happening, like, yeah, what else has happened? It can't just be with Leon. So it'll be interesting to see another take. It could be even a good video game idea. One thing I don't like, and I'll let you go in a second, is he says there's not going to be a lot more. There's not going to be a lot of zombies in this film. It's more so about the mutants that came from the T virus, which is a cool take on it. So let's see what he does.
Well, I didn't know that. So that actually sounds like a cool idea if it's set within the continuity of the games, but it's telling like an original story. If they go that route, though, I want like references to the games. I want cameos from characters from the games. Like I was like have a Leon cameo, have him show up in
Uh,
the post-credit scene or something.
we'll see. I don't think it's going to happen. But one thing he said is like in the Resident Evil games, like you go through the whole progress of finding different weapons and they improve each time. So he's going to have that in this game too. Like this person who's not a cop eventually finds a pistol and then it keeps upgrading throughout the film to take on his mutants. He wants to give viewers like that experience if you were playing the game.
Okay, all right. Keep an eye out on it.
All righty, Mike. Now let's get into our 60-second setup. I'm
No,
a no.
We have to do cast question. All right. So yeah, our friend Cass from Throwbacks
Yes,
with the
it is.
Technodrome.
Yep.
Uh, he is a friend of the show, and we asked him to write trivia questions for us, which we're gonna. We started it last week with Michael. We're continuing it this week. The question is gonna, in some way, tangentially be related to the movie that we're reviewing. So he's got one for us, and I'm gonna play it, and believe it's gonna be multiple choice, and we'll both try to answer it.
Perfect.
Hello, hello. What's up, Mike and Cid? Everybody on YouTube. It's Cass from Throwbacks with the Technodrome, and I'm here again for Cass Question. Let's sprinkle a little trivia into your day. In 1978, Meryl Streep starred in The Deer Hunter alongside her then boyfriend, A. Robert De Niro, B. John Cazale, C. Christopher Walken, or D. John Savage.
All right. I don't know this for sure, but I have a guess.
I'm
Yeah.
going with D. What do you go with?
I went with C, Christopher
Okay.
Walken, because I know he's in the movie. So that's why I guessed it.
If he's in it, then it's probably the answer.
Let's see.
And the answer is B, John Cazale. And if you did not know that, you broke my heart, Fredo. You broke my heart. Back to you guys.
All right. So John Cazale apparently plays Fredo in The Godfather. I did not know that. I did not know that they dated. Um,
So we're 0 for 2, Mike.
we are both 0 for 2. Steve has come at us with some pretty tough ones. Um, but, it's still fun. Hopefully, we will be able to do better in the future as I try to stop screen sharing.
It was a great question. And by the way, he's like insulting me now by showing his index cards because I hate paper.
We had a discussion about that last week, and Cast agrees with me that your position on paper and pens is absolutely insane.
It is a standard.
Well, thank you again, Cast, for bringing us that trivia question. It was another tough one. Sid and I are now 0 for 2. Hopefully, we can improve our batting average beginning next week. Let us know in the comments how you did.
So yeah, Cass is a trivia guru. He loves going to trivia night. I think so do you. But I was expecting tough ones, tough questions every year, getting some tough ones. So let's improve, like Mike said.
So we'll bring back Cast question next week.
Indeed. So now we can get into our 60-second setup, where we tell our viewers about the film that we reviewed. And last week I did it, so this week it's all you.
All right. So this week we are reviewing The Devil Wears Prada 2. It's set 20 years after the first movie. Andy, played by Anne Hathaway, has left the fashion world to become a journalist. As the movie begins, she is being awarded for her journalism. She's at an event receiving this award, and just before she receives her award, she learns that her and her entire team is being laid off. So she's out of a job, and she accepts her award, and her remarks go kind of viral. And at the same time, Runway magazine, headed by Meryl Streep's character, Miranda, is facing a scandal of its own, having to do with some fashion brand that it wrote a puff piece for using sweat labor, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And so the publisher wants to bring in someone to clean things over, sees Andy's speech, and decides to bring Andy in as the features editor. And this is without the knowledge or consent of Miranda, so she's not very happy about this. So Andy has to, again, come back to Runway and prove her worth.
Great job. 60 seconds or less. Quick question. So when that scene happened at the award show and everyone's checking their cell phones, maybe I missed it, but what were you thinking the texts were saying before they said it, obviously?
I honestly didn't know. I was thinking, I did not know, but I was thinking since they were all journalists, it was some kind of breaking news that was, relevant to journalists.
Yeah,
but I
for
didn't
some
really know
reason,
what it was.
yeah, for some reason I thought it was like a sex scandal or something, like someone's pictures, something leaked, but it was a complete opposite of what I was thinking.
All
All right,
right. Did you
good job,
time
Mike.
me? Did I do it in 60 seconds? It seemed a little longer than 60 seconds.
It was 62 seconds, but we're going to pretend it was 60 seconds or less.
Okay, that's not too bad.
I'm bullshitting. I have no clue. All right, let's get into our next segment, Mike. Let's talk about our initial reactions of Devil Wears Prada 2.
All right, let's hear your thoughts, Sid.
All right, so it's not the first time where a sequel has come out 20 years later. So the question is always going to be, was it worth the wait? Was it worth a sequel? Was the first film great on its own? Did we necessarily need it? I'm not going to go into what my review is. I enjoyed the film. I wasn't like impressed though. Like I don't know if at the end if I really needed this film, but for what it is, it was good seeing the sequel. I'll take it from there. Or I don't know what I'm trying to say, but yeah, it just was. It didn't exceed my expectations. Let's put it that way, Mike.
All right. So I kind of came into this movie with, I guess you could say, mixed anticipation. I've never seen the first movie. I still have not seen the first movie. And it just struck me as something that would not be up my alley. Obviously, the movie is primarily targeted to women. It's about fashion, which is something I have no interest in. So, yeah, on that side of things, I was not really anticipating it. But this movie had a really big marketing push, and a lot of the trailers looked pretty funny. So it seemed like they were going for a big audience. So I was like, maybe this movie will surprise me. And for the most part, I believe it did. It exceeded my expectations. I was kind of concerned that maybe the movie was going to be overly flamboyant. Maybe it was going to have a lot of girl boss feminism in it. And those things are present in the movie, but in my opinion, very toned down. And in my opinion, the movie is not really so much about fashion. I'm going to get into this more in the other segments, but it really has a storyline that could apply to a lot of different industries, and it has storylines that I was really able to latch onto and found interesting. And I found the movie funny. I was laughing a lot. I appreciated the movie didn't appear to take itself too seriously, wasn't afraid to poke fun at itself. So I had quite a good time with this movie.
Good job, Mike. You did a better job, I think, articulating it than I did. And it was interesting because different perspective, or you came from not seeing the original, I've seen the original. So, we're going to have different expectations, right? So it'll be interesting to delve deeper into this and see where we stand when we give our final verdict later.
Absolutely. All right. So that means it's time for Hate to See It.
Great. For new viewers, hate to see it. Mike and I are going to give two things that we did not enjoy about this film. So let me kick it off, Mike. Let me talk about something that I did not necessarily love. And let's see, I'm looking at my list. Sorry, I'm looking down. But one thing I did not like was the Jay Ravitz, the villain of the film. And that's, I think that's played by, who's that played by? The guy from The Office.
BJ Novak.
Yes, so it's BJ Novak. He plays Jay Ravitz. So he's the son of the guy who owns, what is he? He's like the head honcho of
He owns
Runway?
Runway and a bunch of other companies. It's like some kind of conglomerate.
Sure. And I guess this is a spoiler, right? We can talk about spoilers in this section?
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to get a little spoilers. So the big thing that happens is throughout the film, they talk about Miranda, how she's been waiting for this promotion. And then, they're finally going to announce the promotion at Jay Ravitz's father's birthday, right? So he passes away before he could announce the promotion. So now the son takes over, who's the guy from The Office. And really, at that point, he wants to save cost. So he hires a bunch of people to do an audit of this company and find ways to reduce the cost, which is not what you want to see at the end of the day, right? So it's a big struggle for Miranda, for Andy, and the whole cast. But it just kind of came out of left field from me. Again, this actor, I feel like has the qualities of being a great villain, right? But he wasn't a great villain in my opinion. And I feel like leading up to this reveal, they should have shown more of his villainous qualities or shown that he was thinking of these things, right? So it kind of came out left field to me. They didn't really do a good job of selling that. again, if you're going to cast someone like this guy, what's his name again? BJ Novak.
Yeah.
I feel like they could have utilized his talents more to sell the viewer on like this villain that he is, and basically driving the plot of how they're going to resolve this whole dilemma.
Yeah, okay, it's interesting. I disagree a little bit. I thought he did a good job in the movie. I don't think he was necessarily supposed to be the main villain. I mean, he's an obstacle that they have to overcome, and they do. Like, in the middle of the movie at some point. Then it moves on to sort of another villain, I guess, who I thought was maybe even more of a villain. Uh,
But his events lead to
Emily's boyfriend.
yeah, but that's part of the whole him wanting to sell, right?
And he reminded me of the character that he played in The Office. When Ryan goes to business school and he comes back and he's like very arrogant. I don't know. I thought it just suited him.
Yeah, it suited him, but he could have done more. Like in the beginning of the film, he's trying to save Runway, right? He's the one like who got an idea. Was like, Dad, we should hire this person. We should hire Andy to kind of help us navigate through this whole ordeal. And then,
Yeah, I think he just has a different idea. I mean, the part of the movie is about how business has changed in the past 20 years and what's happened to print media. Print media is dying. So I think and he brings in like management consultants
yep,
to address the problem. So I think he's just coming at it from a different perspective. I don't even necessarily think he's a villain per se.
man. To me, he's like a villain. I just didn't like that, but it is what it is. That's why we each give our own.
Okay. My hate to see it, and this is going to be my only hate to see it, but it's a pretty broad one, so I'm going to hit on several points, is lack of real conflict in the movie. There's a number of things that Andy and Miranda have to do, overcome in the movie, but they're able to do it fairly easily. Like in the beginning of the movie, Andy promises an interview with some fashion icon played by Lucy Liu that she doesn't actually have scheduled, and she's able to pretty easily make that happen. And you talked about BJ Novak's character, how he's gutting Runway, and all these people are going to be laid off, and it's just going to be a totally different brand. And she's pretty easly, with the help of Emily, able to orchestrate this sale to another investor. And all that happens behind the scenes. We don't really see how she is pulling it off. So the movie is really not showing that. And then that ends up being a disaster because he reveals that he's gonna, use AI to like replace people because he's like this tech mogul. And then Andy and Miranda later in the movie, again, behind the scenes, they don't really show this happening. Very easily managed to get the company sold to Lucy Liu's character, who was used to be married to
Mhm.
this tech billionaire played by Justin Theroux, who I didn't even recognize. He has all this makeup on. He's quite a funny character, I thought.
He was.
But all these conflicts are very easily resolved in the movie. You never really feel like there's real peril. The characters are in real peril in the movie. And then at the end of the movie, every storyline is tied up in like a really nice bow, which
Hmm.
I'm sure is what the audience wanted. Like they show you all these minor characters that aren't in the movie that much. At the end of the movie, a lot of the end of the movie is focused on these characters like getting the promotion that they deserve. And Emily, played by Emily Blunt, who betrays her earlier in the movie. They have like lunch and they like make up or whatever, and
Yep.
I felt like that was totally unearned. So yeah, it's just the movie just really wanted to give every single character a happy ending. So it's kind of you
Cookie
know
cutter.
very cookie cutter, but it's crowd pleasing, I suppose.
Yeah, and I think that still ties into what I said earlier, Mike. Well, first of all, good job, talking about that thing that you did not like. But again, I feel like if they had a stronger villain, they could have alleviated a lot of these problems.
Yeah, that's
But
a fair point.
let me get to my second one. I know you don't have a second one, and this is not a huge gripe. And I generally I feel like in this segment, Mike, I pick characters I didn't like. I don't know if that's a recurring theme of mine, but I picked Peters, who was the love interest of Andy.
Oh yeah,
very weak character. We didn't even need that character, to be honest. Some Australian guy who she meets, they date. He doesn't really provide that much to the film. Like, I'm sick of like adding lovers in movies and TV shows. It seems like American TV does that, or American film does that a lot. Like, we don't need a person's love interest in these things. We don't need it. The first one had one that was much better than this one. I feel like they were trying to correct the villain love interest of the first film, who was kind of against Andy's career. So now they give her a boyfriend who is like all about her career, who understands her. I didn't need any of that. Like, just they could have added more stuff to this film by taking away this character.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I was thinking about mentioning that as I hate to see it, but I thought you might. And so I just thought those characters, they didn't really have any chemistry whatsoever.
Nope.
Uh, Pretty much every scene they're in, Andy finds some way to insult him. Doesn't care about his work at all, and is always talking about herself. So it's like, why is this guy like? I guess
Putting
just
up with it.
why? I guess just because she's Anne Hathaway, like that's the only reason.
Yeah, we didn't need it at all.
That could have been cut from the movie.
100%. And that concludes our hate to see it. And that brings us to our love to see it. So we're going to do the opposite. We're going to talk about things that we truly loved, or maybe just loved from this film.
All right, I'll go first, and I'm going to do the same thing that I did with Hate to See It. I've only got one, but it's going to be broad. And my love to see it is I thought this movie was very welcoming to non-fans, and especially people who never even saw the first movie. I didn't really feel like I missed anything. Sure, there were times during the movie where other people in the audience were laughing. I could tell that it was some kind of reference to the first movie, but it didn't really make me feel left out. I didn't feel like I was missing anything. And I thought that this movie really was a four quadrant movie. I've mentioned what a four quadrant movie is a few times on the channel before. It's a movie that is trying to appeal to four different demographics, which a movie needs to generally hit to be a big blockbuster. That's men over 25, men under 25, women over 25, and women under 25. I think this movie really does have something for everyone. Yes, even men over 25 like ourselves. Um, Interestingly, I was thinking of some shows and movies that I like that are clearly targeted to men. One of them is Succession, a show that you and I both love. I think just the business machinations and the backstabbing over who's going to control runway reminded me of Succession. I think Miranda, in ways, is reminded me of Logan Roy. And I think Andy is comparable to Siobhan, and I thought Emily, in ways, was um, similar to Roman because she's just kind of deliciously evil. She's over the top and very funny in the movie. And the other movie, in a weird way, I was thinking of it. It's only brief. It's only in one scene, but the movie I'm thinking of is Gladiator, which is going to sound very strange. But so in the middle of the movie, the publisher, BJ Novak's father, reveals that Miranda's going to be getting this big promotion to. Do you remember what the role was? It was something to do with foreign press or something like that. It was going to
I
be
forget.
it was going to be a bigger job, and he is having his birthday party. I think he's turning 75, and is going to announce that Miranda's going to be getting this
Yep.
position. And before he can do so, he has a heart attack and dies. And that's when BJ Novak takes over and changes everything, and Miranda doesn't get this position. So that's the comparison to Gladiator, because in the beginning of that movie, Marcus Aurelius tells Russell Crowe that he's going to succeed him as emperor, and then his son, Joaquin Phoenix's character, murders him. As I guess BJ Novak didn't murder his father in this movie, but he is kind of
Maybe
like
he
that.
should have.
That would have been crazy, right? If he poisoned his father or something like that.
That's the BJ Novak I
But
need.
yeah, so that just little plot line reminded me of Gladiator.
Okay.
So and that's kind of what I'm talking about, where the movie is not it's not so much a fashion movie. I said this to my mom after getting into the theater, and she's like, "Are you crazy? This movie's all about fashion. There's fashion everywhere in the movie. And look, there is tons of fashion in the movie, but for me, I felt it was more like it was the backdrop, it was the setting. Like you could have made this about like instead of fashion, a fashion magazine, it could have been like Sports Illustrated or something. And what's happened to Sports Illustrated, how they've had to change because of the decline of print media. Or it could have been about a number of different things, and fashion was just kind of the backdrop. And so for me, that that made the movie welcoming. It had something that appealed to me. The other thing I will say is Anne Hathaway's character, Andy, is someone I'm predisposed not to like. Uh, she's very much a live to work type of person. Work is the most important thing in her life. She derives all meaning from work. I'm more of a work to live kind of person. I think work. It's great to do a good job at work. It's great to aspire uh, to be successful in your career. But for me, it's just one part of your life, and there are things in my life that I think are that I value more, that are more important than just work. And so, you know, I was expecting her to be bringing this girl boss energy that I was going to find annoying, and she does to an extent, like we mentioned with the scenes with her boyfriend, which I found she was just totally obnoxious and self-centered, narcissistic, and but what the movie does to make you empathize with her in the very beginning, as we discussed, is she gets laid off from her job as a journalist, and she takes this job at Runway because she needs a job. She has to take it. Then plus Miranda is not the one that hired her, so she needs to prove herself in this new job. So it's just something that anyone could empathize with.
Yep.
That's just another way I thought the movie just it makes it it's welcoming to non-fans, to outsiders, people who aren't into fashion. So yeah, I thought the movie just did a good job of appealing to everyone.
And I feel like this day and age, I imagine the budget was potentially high for this film, right? So I
Probably, yeah.
imagine I think it's doing really well. Second best debut, I believe, for the year
Right.
after Michael. So I feel like they went into this film thinking about that. Like we got to appeal to the masses. We can't just be appealing to women if we want to make our money and make even more money.
Yeah.
So they did a really good job of that. I appreciate you mentioning that. One thing I really liked was Stanley Tucci. I
Oh
think,
yeah.
yeah, he was like the glue for me. Really underrated actor. He really owned this world, and this role. Definitely comedic. He's also, you find out towards the end of the film, he's the one that reached out to BJ Novak's character to recommend Andy, because for the longest time you don't even know how Andy decides, like why he decides to, not Andy, BJ Novak's character, why he decides to reach out to her, right? And another thing with this film, like there's a huge gap, obviously, right? So she has been involved with both Stanley's character and Meryl Streep's character for a long time. So it was nice to see that he was always thinking about her. Because after watching the first film, you're like, she obviously should have won them over. Maybe not Meryl Streep, but you would have hoped that he would think about her character, which you find out later that he was thinking about her, and he helped bring her back. So that was nice to see. I needed some male energy in the film, and I got that male energy from him. Again, really, really underrated actor. Hope to see more of him. So he did a really good job. And also, I'll combine it with my second one. Like, I just enjoyed being back in this world. So you and I are both not fashionistas, but I like that world. So I grew up with a CEO of someone who's a big part of this world. He's worked in a lot of his major companies that were talked about in this film. So it was always part of my life. I really admire this guy. So to kind of like live through that vicariously through this film, it's neat. Also, now that I live in California, I obviously miss New York. So it's good to see a lot of the New York backdrop. That's a big character of the show, New York. Even the building, I think it's 1221 McGraw-Hill building. That's a building I knew a lot or went to a lot when I was younger because my dad worked right around there. So it brought back a lot of those memories. So again, the backdrop of New York City, the whole fashion world that I kind of grew up with. It was nice to see play out on the big screen again. Because again, generally these are not movies we're gonna, you and I are generally not going to see movies about the fashion industry.
Right. Well, I mean, we talked about months ago that we wanted to. Well, one of the things that we get to do with this channel is see movies that we would not ordinarily see.
Correct.
And also, we talked about how like certain movies that might be not targeted to us, maybe more targeted to women, we could see those movies and bring, our own unique perspective to it and tell others, who are maybe similar to us or are now going to see that movie, maybe because a significant other wants to go see it, like, hey, here's what you can expect.
Mm-hmm.
And, we did that with Wuthering Heights, which, I stand by what I said in that review. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. And this movie, we'll get to it in the verdict, but in my opinion, did a much better job of appealing to everyone.
Because I imagine there's going to be guys in relationships who their girlfriend really wants to go see this film. Don't look bad. Don't have a negative view going to this film. I think you're going to enjoy it. So if your girlfriend, or significant other, or wife wants to see this film, go ahead and see it.
Yes.
Oh, Mike,
Go ahead.
sorry to interrupt. You had mentioned there's obviously a lot of cameos in this film, but there was one that really stood out to you. You didn't reveal it in the text. Who was the cameo you were talking about?
The Knicks player. Yeah.
Bodega Cat.
Yes. You obviously recognized him, right?
Yes. Yep.
And
100%.
then Rory McIlroy was in it too, and his wife was.
Oh
in
yeah,
it.
they were.
Yeah.
And then what's her
Apparently
name?
there were a ton of cameos, but I'm sure I didn't notice a lot of them.
Russell Wilson's wife Sierra's in this film.
Sydney Sweeney's her scene was cut. She had a role in the movie.
Yeah, how could you cut her? Oh my god.
Yeah, that's crazy. So I guess
And Lady Gaga.
Well, that was more than a cameo.
Yes, correct.
So why don't we move to the verdict? We're not doing what if this week, right?
No what ifs. Let's get into our verdict. The moment everyone's been waiting for.
All right, you mind if I kick it off?
Kick it off, Mike.
Okay, so just like you were talking about a moment ago, Sid, with like, yeah, go see this if like your girlfriend or your wife wants to see it. You're probably gonna have a good time. You get some brownie points. I almost think the strategy here is to kind of drag your feet and be like, hey, I don't really want to see this movie, and then agree to see it. Because it'll feel more of like you're doing a favor, and you'll end up probably having a good time with this. Like I had a good time with this movie. I really do think, as I mentioned earlier, this is a 4-quadrant movie. I almost want to say that this movie is like the flip side of Top Gun Maverick. Now, it's not as good as Top Gun Maverick, but whereas Top Gun is appealing to the male demographic primarily, it's a crowd pleaser that's got something for everyone. This movie is obviously appealing more to women. But it has something for everyone also, and it's got some actually weird similarities to Top Gun. Both movies feature a superfluous romantic subplot that could have been cut from the movie. Both movies have an original song by Lady Gaga. I thought that was an odd coincidence.
Wait, Lady Gaga's in Maverick? Top Gun?
She does the song that plays. She's not actually in it, but she wrote a song for the movie that plays at the very end of the movie.
Interesting.
And yeah, so but yeah, in any event, I hit on this a lot earlier in the movie. I thought the movie is just very welcoming to people who might not like fashion. It has some storylines that I found very interesting. Toned down a lot of the aspects that I was concerned about, particularly with, I was expecting, given what the topic is, I was expecting it to be very flamboyant, very, girl boss energy. And that stuff was toned down. And I thought the movie was very funny. I thought Emily Blunt was hilarious. I thought her boyfriend, played by Justin Theroux, was hilarious. So I had a really good time with this movie. I'm going to give it a love to see it. I'm going to give it 4 stars.
Oh, wow. You would not expect that from you.
No, yeah. I got to call balls and strikes.
Yes, you do, Mike. Well done. So every time what's her boyfriend's name? Justin Trudeau? I keep thinking
Justin Theroux. Justin Theroux is the actor. I believe the character's name was Benji.
Oh yeah, it was Benji. But
he was wearing some makeup or something. I did not even know it was him the whole time. My mom told me after the movie.
Yeah, no, I knew it was him, but because they made him fatter originally, right? I don't know if it was, and then they make him like lose all this weight.
Right.
But every time he keeps saying his name, I think of the Canadian former prime minister.
Justin Theroux, yeah, okay. Oh, Justin Theroux, Trudeau, yeah, yeah, okay. I never even thought of that, but yeah. So,
All
what's your
right,
verdict, Sid?
let me get right into it, Mike. So again, I've seen the original, right? It's been 20 years. Looking forward for the sequel, and then with any sequel, the question is, like I said earlier, did we need this? That's a tough one, right? For me, I'm like, do we really need this? And I guess yes, you can see the characters, see what they're up to, but it could have been better, in my opinion. I wanted more. I needed a bigger threat. I needed a bigger villain. I didn't need everything to be easily resolved, like we were talking about earlier. But at the end of the day, I enjoyed seeing this film. Like you said, it's a funny film. The characters, I mean, all the characters are great besides the boyfriend, right? There wasn't like really any weak characters. BJ Novak was great too, but I wanted more of him. I wanted to lean more into his acting chops. So I'm gonna give this 3 stars. I love to see it, but I wanted more. I want because when you wait 20 years, give us something different, raise the stakes even more, and that's the part I thought like they kind of felt. I thought the stakes weren't raised, even though the stakes are kind of raised, right, with the whole premise. But I just wanted to see make it more challenging for them to resolve the issues throughout the film. And nothing I didn't like. I talked about it earlier. What's his freaking name? Stanley Tucci. I loved. I feel like he disappeared for a while towards the end of the film. Right, like he was gone for a good last chunk, and then he comes back, and that's when he reveals that he's the one that set the motion of bringing whatever her name Andy back to the film. But like I just felt like he disappeared for quite a while, which I didn't like either. But 3 stars, go see it. It didn't reinvent the wheel of a sequel, but I enjoyed it. It was a good film.
Yeah, it's interesting. A little bit of a difference in opinion between me and you. I wonder if it, has to do with the fact that I never saw the
Correct.
original. So I guess I didn't realize how beloved the original was. Like, I mean, I know that women love that movie, but I guess it really did have more crossover appeal that I was not aware of. So I think, having seen that first movie, people went in with certain expectations. I know people, a lot of people were upset with how Miranda was characterized in this movie. She's very toned down, very muted compared to my understanding of how the character was
Mm-hmm.
portrayed in the first movie, and a lot of people don't like that. Although it was written into the movie, like it was explained as, I thought one of the recurring gags that I thought was funny in the movie was she has her assistant who has to sit beside her and basically HR police her throughout the movie, like
Yeah.
tell her what she is not allowed to say.
Yep.
So yeah, but in any event, yeah, maybe our difference in opinion could just be explained by the fact that I never saw the original movie.
It's kind of like the other movie, that animated film we saw, right? Because you
Not,
really enjoyed the original movie and not the sequel didn't hit as home, right?
yeah,
What was the film?
Zootopia 2, exactly. I was thinking the exact same thing.
And I love Zootopia too, and I never saw the first film.
Which I liked it, but yeah, I just didn't like it as much as the first.
So yeah, it kind of makes sense why it came out. But at the end of the day, we both loved it, so we agree right there.
All right, so that does it for our review of Devil Wears Prada 2. Thanks for tuning in. Next week, we're bringing you Mortal Kombat 2, another movie where I did not see the original. I believe that came out like during COVID era. I think it went like
I think
almost
so.
straight to streaming. So I don't know. I think I'm probably just going to go in blind again. I don't think I'm going to watch it. Did you see that one?
I did. So let's see where we end up after we see Mortal Kombat 2, which is a very different movie than this movie.
This one's more definitely not probably, definitely targeted to us.
Yes. Alrighty, Mike, another good review in the books.
All right. Thanks, Sid. We look forward to next week's episode. Thanks for tuning in. Bye. All right, so this week's movie is The Devil Wears Prada 2. It takes place 20 years after the first film. Andy, played by Anne Hathaway, is
Wait, shit, sorry, Mike. Your
what?
camera's not good.
What's wrong with it?
It's blurry right now.
Oh, fuck, really?
Yeah.
Uh, what are we gonna do?
You gotta
Has it
turn your
been blurry the whole time?
No, I think just now. When we got back, you might have to just turn camera off and on.
What, So I mean, it's been blurry the whole time since we got back.
Yes, yes.
Ah, fuck.
I
All right, I'm
think.
gonna stop recording.